So I think that's how to play the solo of the song one more time. I basically just figured it out just by ear, so I'm not entirely sure how to exactly play this solo, but I think I got it quite accurate way. The most differences are in some of the patterns, but I'll then explain a little bit more in this lesson where I'm not entirely sure what's happening. So if you want to learn this solo of the song one more time by Tremonti, you have to tune the guitar to drop C, and that's all that you need for learning it. A wah pedal or effect is also a really nice thing to have, because I think it's briefly used on this song, but you can play through it without it as well. I think it just makes it a lot more fun to play with it. So this solo is basically in D Phrygian dominant key, and mainly relies on the 10th position. The Phrygian dominant scale goes something like this in the 5th position. And then the same thing here with the highest strings here, top 4 strings. So this is the 5th mode of the G harmonic minor. But let's go into the solo. The reason why I like this solo a lot is that it's so intense. But once I started to learn it, I realized that it's really like having plenty of repetition, like technique-wise, and a little bit theoretically as well. So let's get into the solo, and I'll explain a little bit further what's happening here. So the whole solo starts with a lick like this. And here's what's happening here. The first note here is played in the 15th fret on the B string, 11th fret on the E, 14. Then you pick again the 14th fret. Then we are having a little legato line here. So it's picked 14th fret, then you hammer on to the 15th fret, pull off to the 14th, and pull off to the 11th, slide to the 10th fret, and then hammer on the 11th. And then the most repetition on this song is like this. And this is like, you pick again like the 11th fret, you have this half step bend. So slowly this goes like this. These two licks together sounds like this. After this first line, we're having this little thrill going on. So we're having this trill on the 14 and 15 on the E string, and then 10 and 11 on the same string. Then repeat the same frets, but go to the B string. Then 11 and 12 on the G string. And the whole solo sounds like this at this point. And then we are having this legato line. I'm not entirely sure how to play this. This sounds quite close to what's played on the album. So I have 2 recommendations how to play this. The first one is like following the G harmonic minor here. So the lick goes like this. So what's happening here is like you basically have kind of approach. So it's 10, 11, 13. Then you follow to the next string, the G string. So it's like 14, 12, 11, 12, 14, 12, 11. Then repeat the similar pattern on the D string. And then move to the A string and do the same thing. The alternative way to play this would be like you start from the 10, 11, 13. This is what I hear for sure on the album happen. Then you slide to the 7th fret. And then play 7, 8, 10. Then you jump a little bit to the 5th, 7, 8. And then repeat that same thing on the D string. The only thing is that there's a little jump here going. So then slowly these two patterns, they sound really similar compared to each other. So here's the first pattern. And then the second recommendation for it. You can finish the line then on the 4th fret on the D string. Then we're having again this pre-bend repeated again, which is, I think at this point at the solo, it's so intense because we had like really flashy guitar playing and then having these longer notes, and especially in this lower register of the guitar, I think it makes this same concept sounding a lot heavier. So here we are having the 8th fret and the bend on the 7th fret. And then you move to the 10th on the A string and do the 9th fret on the A string. And then 8. The 8th and 7th on the lowest string. So the whole thing sounds like this. Now, once we finish the whole line here at the open lowest string, we hit the the natural harmonics at the 3rd fret of the D string. So you briefly press with the fingertip on the fret here, the 3rd fret, and then there's this this going on. So I think as long as you just hit these harmonics, you're pretty close to the album stuff. So what I do here is I'm doing the hammer-on pull-off thrill here on the 3rd and 5th fret on the G string. And this part of the hand really briefly hits the strings here, as you can see. You just have to find out where the pickup starts to hit these harmonics. And then I hit the pinch harmonic here on the, I think it's 5th fret on the G string. I'm not sure if it's entirely accurate thing to do, but it's close enough to me. It may be somewhere else, but I think if you check out one of the live performances of the song, you probably find the right fret here for the pinch harmonic. Then the next part that I'm not entirely sure what's happening here is the open string based lick. I hear a pattern of 3 notes. The whole pattern here is something like. I think the whole pattern is something like that. So it's like 15 and 14. You can either like trying to pick this first note or pick everything, or try to rely more on the hammer-on pull-off, but it sounds like it's really heavily picked. So you can do whatever you want here. I've tried to pick everything, like pick as hard as possible, but also aim for playing the pull-off here as well. So the pattern melody, I think it goes like 15-14, then 14-12, 15-14, 17-50, and I think I hear even the 19th fret here, 19-17. Like something like that. So it then, like after it goes to 19, 17, 17, 15, then I think it just goes between the 14, 15 and 14, 12. And then pinch harmonic on the 12th fret. I may be wrong with this one as well. And then we're having this arpeggio-based line, but it's a repetition of this half-step movement that we had earlier, and it goes like this. So it's like 11-12 on the G string, and then on the B string, 10-11, and then same thing on the E string. Then you go back to 10, 11, 10, 12, 11. Then you move back to 12 to the B string, 11, 10th fret, 11, 10, back to G string, 12, 11, and then 13 on the D string, and 12, 13, and I think it's 11, 12, 11, 13, and 12. You can either try to pick everything, but I recommend using hammer-ons and pull-offs everywhere where it's possible. So that's how to play that line, and then we're at the last lick, which is kind of like sweeps. So the last sweepy thing goes like this, which is like you play 15th fret on the B string, 13th fret on the E string, 17. So basically you aim for having the movement here as like this like 4-note pattern. So it's like 15, 13, 17, and then pull off to 13. And then repeat the same but end at the 18th fret. And do that like twice. And then keep the 17th fret as the last one. And that's how to play the sweepy part. Then it goes more towards like the tremolo picking or alternate picking, really fast one. So here's how that line goes. So it's 13, 15, 17, 18, 17, 18, 20, and bend it as a whole step bend to the 21st or 22nd. Yeah, 22nd fret. And the key here is to keep right hand as loose as possible. So as you can see here, I'm now using a lot of tension on the right hand, so I can't play with a lot of tension. So the more loose in right hand for that line, the better it is going to perform. So that's how I think this solo goes. There may be little differences here and there how it's actually played on the album, but I think the key elements of the solo is out there, especially like the open string based line. I think there may be like more than 2 notes like played here on the higher register of the fretboard. So if you want to pay more attention to that, I think the live performances tell really well if there's like more than 2 notes picked. I think the pattern switches a little bit at some point, but yeah, that's all that I can figure out at this point. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you really found this useful. I'm probably going to use some of these lines as well when building up my solos in the future, because like I think there are the key elements here to use is like I think this like this half step arpeggio based lines, same is with the bends and at the lower register as well. And then again there's also like the trill. So like repetition is one of the key points of this solo, why it works so well. So let me know in the comments if you agree with me, and see you in the next one. Bye.